Do you want to take a little break and then do this?
Here.
Or do you want to go ahead and...
Let's just do this.
We'll do this.
Let's finish this up, and then we should probably call it, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Depending on how it, goes after we get to it.
I wasn't sure how long you wanted to.
Yeah.
First of all, we must ask ourselves on what business you ventured to this pawnbrokery today. You claim to have followed this pickpocket here, having had the redemption ticket stolen from you on the street. But that is most certainly a lie. The real truth is something quite different. Well, see, now he has a bunch of extra details he didn't have before.
Right.
As revealed by that which you hold in your hand. Yes, what brought you to this shop in the first place is the staff recruitment flyer.
Staff recruitment flyer.
I was gonna say he was looking for a job. The piece of paper in your hand is a staff wanted advertisement from this very shop. Yet even the most unobservant would soon realize that a man of your appearance has no need of such employ. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions.
Oh, AG.
Oh, AG? Huh.
Odd.
Trying to think, like...
Arthur Grant. A. Goober.
Yeah. The cane which you unwittingly clutched to your person exhibits an incontrovertible contradiction. What utter rot. I've had this cane for years. The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, the missing ferrule.
Oh, see, we're going to bring up the AG.
The initials, yeah, are not eggs Benedict. The end of any walking cane should be terminated with a metal ferrule to protect the wooden tip. And yet, detailed analysis shows the wooden tip of this stick to be utterly bare. Therefore, there is only one conclusion. The rod that you hold in your hand, which appears to be a walking cane, is in fact no cane at all. Is it a cane sword?
That's what I'm thinking.
You recoil, sir. Is something wrong? Well... And in your recoiling, you inadvertently facilitate the answer of the next conundrum to present itself. Namely, what is the truth behind this rod you bear? Or is it a magic wand?
Yeah!
He's a wizard.
Yeah! Look at that hat! Pulls Bunny out of it. And Bunny's out of it, just like that.
It could be, yeah, like a stage magician, I don't know. Yes, your reaction betrays the truth. The handle, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle, you see. From the moment I saw it, my suspicions were aroused. And so was I. What walking demands such a stout handle, mused I. But of course, as I said, this is no walking cane. No, that rod is a hammer? Is that what you're gonna say?
It's a shovel.
Is the broken handle of a shovel. What? Are you insane? And now, having determined this undeniable truth, the conclusion is clear. Your true motive for coming here was to take employment at this establishment in order to excavate the ground beneath the premises. What a calculated crime you have conceived, sir. A wickedly calculated crime. Wait, this actually reminds me. I think one of the stories I have read has something kind of similar to this happen.
Do you think that's what he does? Like, when he does this shit, is he, like, kind of riffing on actual stories? Is that what he's doing?
Yeah, because it's a guy with red hair, too, like Mr. Windybank.
Oh, yeah?
I think Mr. Windybank is from a story.
Oh, yeah?
Because it's, there's a guy... Yeah, at a pawn, he owns a pawn shop.
Right.
And yeah, it must be based on that one. And then somebody gets a job as his assistant, but then they like lure him out of the shop because it's like next door to a bank, and they're like digging. They dig a hole from the basement into the vault of the bank.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a cool reference.
That is a neat reference.
Yeah. To tunnel underneath the pawnbrokery. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Great crime.
Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. for we must expose the details of this elaborate crime you have in the planning. This is utterly absurd. You suggest that I, a gentleman, intend to excavate the ground beneath this pawnbrokery with a broken shovel?
Yeah.
What on earth do you propose I could expect to find there? Some long-forgotten treasure, I suppose. Save for such a fanciful theory, what possible reason could I have to do as you say? Oh, but there is ample reason. As you are only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. Ah, and your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped. What? Let us consider what would motivate a man to infiltrate a shop such as this and covertly dig beneath its floor. The answer is revealed by the council notice on the counter to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. Or maybe it's the gun? I don't know.
Or that. Or the photo.
Something
There's
else.
a photo over here.
Oh, maybe. Is that another photo of a dog?
I hope so.
It kind of looks like a dog sitting.
There's a dog photo over there.
God, what is the dog actually going to be relevant?
Oh, I hope so.
This letter gives notice of public works to be carried out in the local area. And according to the enclosed plan of the upcoming sewerage works, beneath the shop runs a sewer that adjoins another, one that runs under the bank on the opposite side of the road. Yes, that's what happens in the story.
You should look it up. You should Google, is all of Sherlock or all of Herlock's
Maybe.
like wrong deductions like actually referencing the stories?
Well, yeah, wait, because when we did the one on the boat, and, it's the speckled band.
Doesn't he say it's a snake?
Yeah, the incorrect thing he comes up with is what actually happens in the speckled band.
Yep.
Because he's like, oh, it's a snake and whatever. Yeah.
That's funny. I hadn't connected that until just now. And if I had a year and a half ago, I forgot about it.
I don't remember what it was in the previous one with the old couple.
Yeah.
That might have been one I haven't read. But anyway, this madness has entered the sewers now, has it? By excavating the ground beneath our feet, you would gain access to the waterway that flows in very close proximity to the Great Vault of the financial institution opposite. What are you? In summary, sir, you devised a master plan to pull off an elaborate bank robbery by dint of the underground tunnels. Master plan?
But I'm an idiot!
Which brings us at last to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. With what plunder did the thief hope to make off from the underground vault of the bank? Are you quite serious?
No, I'm Herlock.
Having consulted with Scotland Yard some days ago, I happen to know the answer. But naturally, the answer is no secret to you, is it, Mr. Benedict Cumberbatch? I have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard tells us all we need to know. A postcard of the Great Exhibition? I'm afraid you've quite lost me. Oh, the World's Fair?
Ooh.
Currently in the final stages of preparation, the Great Exhibition will soon be underway. And the government has provided extra funds to complete its centerpiece, the Crystal Tower.
Ooh.
This is some World's Fair stuff. Funds that currently sit in the vault of the bank on the other side of this road. Pardon? Yes, the considerable crime you have been contemplating is the theft of that which sits in the vault of that bank, the special reserve funds for the Great Exhibition. Of course, that is top secret police information, so keep it under your hat, please. He's a big hat, so we can probably keep a lot under there.
Yep. Wow.
Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes's great deduction of the pawnbroking puzzle.
All right, time to fix it.
Yep.
All right, everybody, we're gonna fix this now.
Maria Noskade.
Also, during the end, I was gesticulating
Yeah.
wildly because this game makes you do that. Here, and I didn't mean to completely covet the drink. If you would like to have some cola in these trying times. Mm-hmm. All right. Ahem. Mr. Sholmes.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo, an impressively upbeat deduction for a detective racked with loneliness, would you not agree?
Racked with something, all right. Was it true what you said about the bank over the road and what it has in its vault? Just asking for a friend.
Indeed, though few know of its existence. It is one of the government's most closely guarded secrets. That they have some money in a bank? Gregson told me in the strictest confidence. Oh yeah, we haven't seen Gregson.
He's the one eating all the endless fish and chips.
The inspector or whatever.
But you just announced it to everyone here. Rather loudly, in fact.
Ah.
Oh, and if it's such a big secret, how would Mr. Benedict have come to find out about it?
There can be but one explanation for that. Clearly it is because the man is a criminal.
They just know things!
But what if he didn't know anything about the money in the vault? If he is a criminal, as you said, then buying a brand new shovel is sure to be the first thing he does now that you've revealed the secret.
Oh.
Or if he doesn't, maybe Mr. Windybank will. He already has plenty of shovels here after all.
On my life, I assure you, I'm not so unscrupulous. Well, hopefully this has taught you a valuable lesson.
Don't listen to a word I say.
Sensitive information must be handled with the utmost of care. One can never be sure that someone privy to secrets won't disclose them, and once the word is out, it's out.
Perhaps I'll think twice before confiding in you next time, Mr. Sholmes.
An excellent idea, Mr. Naruhodo. An excellent idea. Ha ha ha.
Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, you know what to do, I'm sure.
Yes, let's listen to that great deduction again, and see if we can massage it into place, into shape, into space.
Very well then. Let us start once more from the beginning.
I hear it's a good place to start.
Sherlock Sholmes' magnificent logic and reasoning spectacular.
Ba 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 ba.
Course correction.
Hold it!
Alright. Topic 1. Yeah, first of all, we must ask ourselves. Okay, so this is like.
Yeah.
So we just wait till we get to the point where we can...
Yeah, you claim to have followed the pickpocket here, having had the redemption ticket stolen on the street. But that is the most certainly a lie. The truth is something quite different.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
As revealed by that which you hold in your hand.
I forget, how does it... Do I have to click on things? Alright, I think it'll pop up, right?
Yeah.
I forgot how this works. Okay.
So, by Mr. Sholmes' reasoning, Mr. Benedict came here in order to apply for a job so he could dig down through the floor.
Yes, in an attempt to tunnel into the sewers to gain access to the money in the vault of the bank across the road.
That's a heck of a sentence.
Yes, such an absurd story. Surely no one would really write that.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't get very far with the broken shovel, would he?
No, I think it's fair to say his motives lie elsewhere. The question is, where? What did bring Mr. Benedict here at this particular point in time?
Okay.
What brought the mysterious gentleman?
Or maybe...
Hang on. Oh, here, can you go around the... Yeah, because there's writing on it.
I mean, on the back of it.
Yeah, there's writing on the back. That's what I was trying to say.
Scribbled writing. Okay. Oh, there's a drawing of Lestrade.
I like the hat.
Yeah.
Oh. Look at all the scribbled notes on the back of the flyer here. What a cute little doodle.
Also, it was nice of you, Benedict, to, stand in this exact pose and let us, circle around you.
Yeah, thanks for letting us circle around. Listen to what it says. Name, Gina Lestrade. Height, 5'2". Green cap, scruffy waistcoat, grubby white shirt, blue satchel, ragged. It's a detailed description of Miss Lestrade.
Goodness.
There's even a sketch of her, hat and all. Although if he showed it to her, she'd fire that smoke grenade launcher in his face for sure.
And look, the details of the shop have been written down here too. Windy Banks Pawnbroker, Baker Street, redemption deadline 15th April.
Which is today's date. Why would Mr. Benedict have all that information scrawled on the back of that piece of paper?
Okay. So, wait, so... Let's maybe click on it.
Suspicious writing on the back of a suspicious flyer in the hands of a suspicious gentleman.
How suspicious.
I didn't think there was anything suspicious about the flyer, Mr. Naruhodo. But yes, Miss Lestrade's name and height and a description of the clothes she's wearing.
But do you mean, if she supposedly bumped into him, did he do that?
I mean, he's probably going to say, like, oh yeah, I wrote it down so I would remember, you know.
Today's date too, redemption deadline, 15th of April. Yeah, that we wouldn't, he would know that.
Yeah, I'm guessing that it's somebody
telling him,
like hired him to do this or something. Look at it.
Stylish hat. Here, look at his hat. That silk top hat is whiter than white. Only an English gentleman could hope to carry off something so bright.
But it looks so incongruous with that black overcoat, don't you think?
Perhaps it's the latest London fashion. I mean, that's just guesswork, of course.
How about it, Mr. Naruhodo? I think you'd look very fetching in a white top hat.
Well, you know, I think it might look rather incongruous with my black university uniform, so...
Okay, I mean, oh yeah, okay, we click,
cane.
Present.
Take that!
Actually do that, there you go.
Info about Miss Lestrade, okay. Good job, baby. Yes, what brought you to this shop in the first place is the info about Miss Lestrade.
Quite so, my dear fellow. I like how he just immediately...
Yes, I agree.
He immediately just goes along with it.
Right?
It would appear that the writing on and sketch on reverse of the flyer pertain to the pickpocket Miss Lestrade and to Mr. Windybank's pawnbrokery here. Oh.
You originally told us that you had merely given chase after Miss Lestrade stole the redemption ticket from you.
But that, sir, is a thinly veiled lie.
It is the information on the back of the flyer that led you here today, by which I mean here to Windybank's pawnbrokery, and today the redemption deadline of that overcoat.
So you waited outside for the young girl matching the description you have written down to arrive. Humph. And you have gone to some lengths to hide the reason for your pursuit of Miss Lestrade. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions. Huh. The cane which you unwittingly clutched to your person exhibits an incontrovertible contradiction. What utter rot? I've had this cane for years. The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, the missing ferrule. No,
that's not it.
No.
What's a ferrule?
It's the metal cap commonly found at the end of a cane, Mr. Naruhodo.
Ah, the bit that makes the nice clacking sound on the pavement.
Yes, exactly. And Mr. Sholmes is right. It appears to be missing on this cane.
But it doesn't actually look broken, does it?
No, it doesn't. Though the gentleman clearly did recoil when Mr. Sholmes identified the cane as suspicious.
In other words, there's some secret about the cane that Mr. Benedict would rather we don't know.
Alright, well, this one's easy.
Yeah, the AG.
This one stood out right away.
Yeah. Look here, Miss Cesaro. There's some letters on the handle.
Ah, yes, those must be initials, I think. In the West, it's customary for people to engrave their belongings with the first letters of their names.
So Herlock Sholmes would be HS, you mean?
That's right. And the initials on this cane, obviously.
Oh, AG. Why does it feel as though that's not quite right?
Alright.
Present it, baby!
Take that!
The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, the initialing.
A most astute observation, wouldn't you say, Mr. Eggert Benedict? Huh. We are led to believe, sir, that your initials are EB. Yet in a most possessive manner, you have in your grasp a cane bearing the initials AG.
Eggert.
Augustus Gloop.
I didn't even think about that. That's really good.
Augustus Gloop had a glow up. A gloop up.
Oh my god. Oh, no, you see, he stole that from him after he died horribly from that drowning accident in the chocolate. Anyway.
An incontrovertible contradiction indeed, would you not agree?
A gloop up.
No, you're wrong. This cane isn't...
You said before that you'd had that cane for years.
Grr. Grr.
So don't try to tell us that you just borrowed it from a friend or found it in the park.
In short, though you hold yourself to be a gentleman, you have withheld your true name. You recoil, sir. Is something wrong? And in your recoiling, you inadvertently facilitate the answer of the next conundrum to present itself. Namely, what is the truth behind this rod you bear? Yes, your reaction betrays the truth.
He says it's a shovel.
The handle, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle. Okay.
So he says a handle, but it's probably not the handle that's weird.
Yeah.
So let's consider the bare bones of what happened here. Miss Lestrade redeemed that fine-looking overcoat. And now a mysterious man has appeared, introducing himself with a fake name. And claiming that the overcoat belongs to him.
But we know that he actually identified Miss Lestrade from a written description.
Which suggests that
Everything else he's told us is untrue.
So what we need to do here is somehow prove that the overcoat cannot possibly belong to him.
Okay.
Okay,
look on the coat.
I was gonna say, does the overcoat have initials?
Yeah, I was wondering that as well.
Oh wait,
but no, we have to look at the... Oh yeah, the coat is ripped. Yeah, I was gonna say, could we get rid of the...
seam?
Oh, the seam on the shoulder there is coming apart. Look.
So it is.
Do you know, a moment ago when Mr. Benedict was surprised by something that was said, I thought I heard him make a rather strange noise. It sounded a bit like a tiny growl. But now I think it was probably the sound of this seam ripping open.
Oh, okay.
If you look
closely, it does seem to be a very tight fit. The sleeves are stretched to bursting, and he wouldn't have a hope of fastening it in the front. If he were to run around in it, I'm sure the whole thing would fall apart.
That I'd like to see.
Sorry?
How can we make Mr. Benedict run around? I think it'd be funny.
She's really giving this some thought.
Okay, so that's gotta be it, right?
Yeah.
Because we're saying that it doesn't belong to him.
The split seam, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle, you see.
Ah. Yes, because the overcoat is rather obviously a poor fit. Now I notice that.
Having forced it over your broad shoulders, the seam is already breaking apart. Oh, that's you.
My suspicions were aroused from the outset.
I was aroused.
God. When you so boldly lied about your name and so boldly waylaid this pickpocket. Ah! This catalog of untruths has all been for one very specific purpose. To steal the article that the young girl redeemed from Mr. Windybank. Ah!
My elegant twirl!
But what really irks me is this. The considerable crime I initially imagined has been considerably curtailed. Yep.
To abscond with a redeemed item.
I mean, I feel like that makes this obviously incorrect.
Right.
Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. For we must expose the details of this elaborate crime you have in the plan. This is utterly absurd. You suggest that I, a gentleman, designed a wheeze to filch some tawdry article of punch. That was a lot of words.
Yeah, right?
Have you forgotten that I redeemed the article in the proper manner using the watchword?
Are we gonna finally mention that she would have had to as well?
I don't know. Had I not been the one to deposit it in the first place, how could I possibly have known the relevant details? N'est-ce pas?
Oh, is it written down? Is he stupid enough to have it written down?
Maybe. But the watchword can be discovered.
Yeah, is it fucking written?
As you are only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. Cumberbatch, oh, and your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped. What? Let us consider how one might come to learn a secret watchword relating to the pawned property of another. Also, hello, objection.
Objection! Objection!
Okay.
Alright, so this one should be easy, right?
The direction of the deduction must change rather dramatically now, I think.
Yes, no more talk of tunneling into the sewers. Which is a pity, because it all sounded rather exciting. Go read the real Sherlock Holmes adventures. Anyway, you can't deny that this mysterious gentleman did know the watchword.
Yeah, that story also, it's called the Red-Headed League, because the way that they did it is because Mr. Windibank or whatever, he has red hair. They basically convinced him that he won a contest because he has red hair or something. Like
What?
it was very silly. And then it also ends with Watson getting into a gunfight with the bad guy.
Oh, that's epic.
Yeah.
You can't deny you knew the word.
Yes, Professor.
Moriarty.
Anyway, if you don't know that word, Mr. Windibank would never allow you to redeem the article.
Or looking at it another way, if you did know that word, Mr. Windibank would allow you to redeem the article whether it was yours or not. So the question is, could this gentleman have found the watchword out somehow? Okay, let's look at all that stuff.
So I was gonna say, is that the ledger or is
Notelet.
Notelet. That's a weird word.
Look at this, Miss Susato.
It appears to be a memo that Mr. Windibank has scribbled to himself.
Let's see, what does it say? Oh, Professor.
Well, there you go.
I like how they're like, Mr. Windibank must make a note of the watchword his customers give him right before their eyes. And in an alarmingly clear script as well. I mean it ain't clear on our end.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
Oh dear. I don't know where to look. Who knows what other secrets I might see?
You're saying about the Apollo Justice trilogy? Well, we're not.
I'm so excited for that. I've played the first one already, but I'm so excited for it to come to the Switch because I've never played the other games.
The 3DS games.
Yeah, that were on the 3DS. Ergo has, my husband, he has, but I never did, so I'm so excited about that.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you are as well, so yay!
Yeah.
More Ace Attorney. Yes, okay. That's probably it. Yeah, I don't see how it could be anything else.
Oh wait, I should have seen if we could look at the dog.
Oh!
I'm sorry, I failed.
Yeah, it's okay. The method is revealed by the notelet on the counter to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn.
Yes, the broker here follows the same procedure whenever a customer comes to redeem an article. He asks the customer for the watchword and notes down the response uttered on a notelet he has to hand. So yeah, she probably said the watchword, and so I guess the guy wrote it down, and then
He saw it.
Benedict Cumberbatch read it. Yeah. Okay, then he consults his ledger and confirms whether or not the watchword matches that of the article in question. I would expect nothing less of a diligent pawnbroker.
But his diligence clearly has its disadvantages.
What are you talking about? It is increasingly apparent that you were present in this shop before your accusation against Miss Lestrade. Huh?
In all likelihood, you followed her inside, and then observed her talking to Mr. Windybank.
When the diligent broker made a note of the watchword, as is his common practice.
You observed him writing the word professor on the notelet beside the ledger.
Huh. And that, sir, was the master plan you devised to steal the pawned article from the young Miss Lestrade. Master plan? Which brings us at last to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. Why would you go to such lengths to redeem that particular article from this pawnbroker? Are you quite serious? For an ill-fitting overcoat hardly seems to justify the effort, much less a worthless music box disc. But naturally, you had a very good reason to make them yours, didn't you, Mr. Benedict? I have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence.
No.
Oh, okay then. End scene. Picture postcard. No.
The articles we're talking about are the overcoat and the music box disc that was in one of the pockets.
Which, according to Mr. Windybank, isn't even worth a penny.
And yet this man went to such lengths to steal them. Why?
I wonder if perhaps we already have the evidence we need to explain it, Mr. Naruhodo.
Could we? Really? I'd better have a thorough look through all the evidence we've collected so far.
Right. Because it has the note for McGilded.
McGilded, yep.
We're way ahead of you.
You see, this music box disc tells us all we need to know.
What's that on the back? It reads, for McGilded. Ah! Ah, Mr. Magnus McGilded, the unfortunate philanthropist who perished in curious circumstances at the Old Bailey 2 months ago. A prominent man in London, though his loan-mongering demonstrated a distinct lack of scruples. Also, hello, Tirif.
Yes, hello, Tirif. Welcome, friend.
It is time for Sholmes.
Yes, and also, yes, objection. $50 is a bit of a sinkhole. But yeah,
mean,
it is, I'll pay it.
I mean, yeah, it's 3 games and, like,
Yeah.
somewhat, I'm assuming, higher resolution than on the DS, so...
That is true.
You know.
Yeah, especially when you think of it that way, the 3 games, that is fair.
Yeah.
Fair to say. Most 1 games are that amount.
Yeah.
And then they're not even done. It's like, you want DLCs with that, kids? Like, yes.
Oh yeah, I'm assuming it'll include all the... Yeah, because there was DLC for those, wasn't there?
Ooh.
I think. I know, because one of them has like a case where you basically go to SeaWorld and you defend a whale.
I think you told me about that.
Yeah, the DLC case, I think for the first game on the 3DS, yeah, you go to SeaWorld and you defend a whale.
You know what? I think I've actually read a fan comic where, you know, Edgeworth was like, no, Gumshoe was like, oh yeah, you know, I hear Wright's gotten back into the offices now, and he's like, well, good, you know, it was worth pulling those strings or whatever. And then he's like, oh yeah, his first case is defending a whale, and he was like, oh fucking course it is. But anyway, yeah.
So, you're an associate of his, are you? Or perhaps a subordinate?
Mr. McGilded was a man of unusually small stature. In fact, he was a gnome. He was precisely the right height for that overcoat that you've squeezed yourself into.
Ah! Your true identity remains shrouded in mystery, Mr. Eggert Benedict. But the final conclusion here is crystal clear. The reason you came to this pawnbrokery today was to retrieve an article left behind by the late Magnus McGilded.
Yeah, what he said.
I was gonna say, I assume they're saying that together.
Yeah, hang on. Let's do it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Was to receive an article left behind by the great Magnus McGilded.
There you go.
No notes. By Jove. Aw, all the many hearts to you too, Tirith.
Yeah.
Aw, thank you. Deduction complete.
Elementary.
Yeah!
Alright.
We done did it.
Were you saying, did you want to try and leave off there, or like...
Let's see what they have to say, because I'm assuming we're getting to a point where it's like going to be, you know, like a pause point, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah, let's see how much farther it goes.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Magnus McGilded. Not a name I expected to hear in these circumstances.
Mr. Sholmes, I'm afraid there's something very troubling on my mind.
Pray tell, Miss Susato.
Well, according to what Mr. Windybank told us earlier, today was the final day on which the coat could have been redeemed, was it not?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct. Today would be precisely 2 months since it was first deposited.
Well, today is 15th April, so 2 months ago today.
Would have been 15th February, sir, that's right. It's all carefully recorded in my ledger. Deposited at 10:30 p.m., I see.
What? But that suggests...
Let me see.
Yes, 15th February is precisely the day on which the omnibus murder took place.
Hmm.
And 10:30 in the evening is precisely the time at which the terrible events were unfolding. Fuck.
Suggestive is not the word. It would seem the matter is entirely beyond coincidence. Coinkydink.
Yeah, what a weird coinkydink.
You are, of course, at liberty to make whatever outlandish deductions you choose. However, I'm leaving.
Oh, God! No! Oh no! There we go, look out, he's gonna shoot us! Oh no!
I must insist you hand over the music box disc now. It would be a terrible shame for you to return to your native land in a box.
Tirith. Wow, homie pulled out the gat.
Do we do it? We have a choice.
Oh no! What do we do? What do you say we do? Oh yeah, save. Let's not hand it over. Let's not do it.
Yeah, let's be brave.
Let's be rebels. Phoenix Wright would never give it over. He'd just get his ass handed to him and have it taken off him. There are some things a man must protect at all costs. This may be well one of those things. Then again, it may not. Oh, that's right! I got my own gun!
Oh man.
Mr. Windybank!
This is my shop. I can't allow any harm to come to my customers. If that were to happen, I should have to take my own life.
Mr. Windybank, no!
Alright, that's enough. Oh.
Oh, it's that guy!
It's the Popo.
Inspector Gregson!
Inspector?
Gadget!
What was... Did I voice this guy?
I think you did.
What was the voice for Gregson? Was it just like super British? Like
Probably, yeah. Here, go for it. Give him a super British old voice.
God.
Doesn't have to be old, but at least go for super British. Try it, see how it feels.
Okay. That's right, Sunshine. The alarm was raised on one of our dedicated emergency lines.
Hey, I think that sounds good.
It's more like McGilded.
So?
So we got to as fast as we could. Now what's all this about, eh? Okay, I think maybe it was like that. Maybe it was like the... No. Oh, praise be, you're here at last. I was moments away from forfeiting my own life in my very own establishment. Shouldn't you have been...
Yeah, I thought he was gonna point the gun at him, but of course not.
Yeah. It would seem you have the upper hand. I switched coats. Right, you lot have got some explaining to do. I don't appreciate. I guess I'm doing like a Sean Connery.
Yeah, there you go.
Appreciate being bothered with some picking out of your bag. Go ahead.
I don't appreciate being bothered with some petty argy-bargy.
Petty? Mr. Windybank very nearly met with his own end.
And Renosuke.
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah, by his own gun, as far as I can tell. Oh dear. You should probably take that gun away from him. And the whole of Britain could meet with its end if I don't get to the bottom of the case I'm supposed to be working on.
What? What on earth is the case, Inspector?
Spare no detail, Gregson. I might have said a little too much. No matter. It's nothing to do with you lot. Sorry, I'm the Detective Gumshoe of this game.
Oh, he's in that other coat now.
Anyway, sir, you're gonna have to come with me down at the station. But of course, Inspector. He's getting away!
What was that ballet, assault? He just, twirled and maybe kicked him.
Sir!
Oh, God. That was great. I was not expecting it.
Just pirouetted away.
That was great.
There's been a spate of thefts at pawn shops around here recently. I guess we're just ignoring what just happened.
Yeah, it's alright. It happens every other Wednesday.
So we fitted emergency buttons underneath the counters for brokers to let us know when there's trouble. Oh, Inspector, I was very worried there for a while. Very worried indeed. Now then, Mr. Permanently in Mourning.
Oh, because we're wearing black.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be taking that whatever it is of McGilded's down to the yard, thank you very much. So hand it over.
Tara, if you're asking why is he holding fish and chips in a newspaper cone?
Why not?
Yeah, I don't know.
You expect him to just hold him in his hand? Gotta hold him in something.
I don't know if they've devised, an edible container yet. Oh, man, that'd be great. No, don't give it to him. It's mine, that is mine.
I'm sorry, miss, but anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now.
As evidence?
If the police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. That means obey. It's all yours, Inspector. My question was, why does he have it at all? He's hungry. I feel like these are all I feel like it's all self-explanatory.
Sheriff, don't listen to him. Your questions are valid. He's just a weird guy. He has just this obsession with fish and chips.
Okay, this is seeming
so obsessive. Yeah, I joked before that newspaper, it just regrows the fish.
Yeah. Yeah, it regenerates.
And so we handed Mr. McGilded's disc over to Inspector Gregson. And were summarily turfed out of the shop and onto the street.
Alright. Okay, that seems like a good place to end.
I had a feeling it was going to end soon. I was like, if it goes farther, we'll have to stop, because, I feel like we've done enough there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was good. That was good getting into. It's been so long.
We'll get a little next time. Next time on Attorney Ball Z.
Yeah! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
We're on the street.
That's where we're gonna be.
Next time.
Yeah!
Alright.
But yes, so that was fun. We met a guy who's clearly
Who's maybe maybe Moriarty?
Yeah, he's clearly not Eggert Benedict. We know that for sure.
Fucking Benedict Cumberbatch.
That was such a great reference. But yeah, maybe, I don't know, is there somebody from a Sherlock Holmes story who with the initials AG?
Because, I mean, I'm trying to remember in that story that was based on the redheaded leak. It was the guy who was doing the thieving and whatever. It was oh yeah, he's a criminal mastermind guy or whatever. So I mean, maybe it's just him. But I don't know, that feels like it would be...
I don't know.
Especially since we're on the last case, I'm like, it has to be Moriarty, right?
Right?
Like it has to be.
Well, there is a whole other game after this, so
Yeah.
this is just the last game the last chapter in this game. So,
Yeah, there is a second game, yeah. But I'm assuming that if I had to guess, I would say is that, we confront him here or whatever, but then he gets away, and then the second game, I don't know.
Moriarty.
Yeah.
Moriarty.
Because I have also heard that the two games are basically meant to be played together.
Yeah, that they
I don't know if
continue into the other.
I don't know if that means it ends on a cliffhanger or something.
I bet it does. I bet your bones it does. But yeah. So anybody we can find to raid. Let's see.
Yeah, Ursa's on.
Ursa. Oh yeah. We should definitely raid Ursa.
And Tira, if you're mentioning are you talking about Irene Adler? Because there was a reference to her.
Yes.
Because there was a picture, and then Susato was like, "Oh, is it the woman?" Because she's referred to as the woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, there was a reference to her. So I'm guessing that the scandal in Bohemia happened at some point in the past.
Right. It'd be cool if it was here, though. If we could get it in one of the games, that'd be really cool.
Maybe she'll come back. Yeah.
Who knows, right?
Is that how you spell his name? I think so.
Yes. Yeah! Yay! But no, I'm glad that that you could be here for a little while, Tira. So thank you for joining in with us, even for a little while. It means a lot to have all of you guys here with us as we return to this wonderful series. It's been, as we've said a couple times, an hour and a half. It's been a year and a half since we played this wonderful game, and I am so looking forward to finishing it with you, Ergo. Yeah. We have to finish both games this year.
Oh God.
Okay, we're not going to finish.
Oh God.
We're not going to let that other game sit there for a whole other year. I refuse. We're not going to let that happen. But yes, in the meantime though, we're going to go ahead and say hello to our wonderful friend Ursa. What is Ursa playing?
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil. Okay, so we're going to go from the whimsy of Ace Attorney to the horrors of Resident Evil.
To the whimsy of Resident Evil.
Oh, yes. So wish our good friend a good day, and I hope that you have a great day of your own. Mwah! Until next time. Bye, everybody!